Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm here to do my Ancestry DNA Test results. I did mention them in my get to know me video, and a lot of you were like, okay, please do a video on this, I'm curious. And like I said, I am interested in genealogy, I'm very interested in history. I'm very adamant on finding out where I come from because my personal situation isn't the most ideal as far as relatives and things like that. So I actually did the Ancestry DNA test 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago in November. Well, actually in October, I actually bought the test. So I did this test 2 years ago and I'm still doing research. I've gotten a lot of information on my family and my ancestors. I pretty much had a good idea of what my makeup or my ancestry was, just based off what my grandparents told me on both sides, and just also from conversations with my mom, conversations with my dad, just conversations with multiple family members. So I kind of had a general sense of where I came from. So like I said, I bought the DNA test from Ancestry.com, and you pretty much pay it's $100, but with tax it's probably $106 to $110, so it's not really expensive. You can easily buy it on a payday or something like that. And when you get the test in the mail, you get a little booklet, and you get a code. You have to save that code because you have to activate the test on your Ancestry account, because you have to have an Ancestry account to get your results. So you get a little box and you get a vial, and you pretty much gotta spit into it. Make sure your mouth is clean. You ain't have no Jolly Ranchers or no popsicles. You have to make sure your saliva is clear and clean. You know, I'm just very conscious about that, so I just made sure I didn't eat nothing with coloring in it. So you pretty much get the vial and you have to spit in it, give them saliva, and it's gonna give you, on the vial, it's gonna show you a line. So it'll tell you not to go over that line. And then after you spit in it, you put it in a little baggie. It has instructions. So if my instructions aren't helpful, you can easily go look at it when you get the test. And you put it in there and you send it off. They pay for the shipping for you to send it back. So you pretty much, you activate that code on your Ancestry account, because when the results come in, they are going to email you and you're going to get a notification your results are ready. So I got my results on Thanksgiving Day 2014, and I'm going to tell you about it. I never really thought to film it. I just got caught up in just researching relatives, and I actually found some relatives. I found my Vietnamese cousins. Yes, I have Vietnamese cousins, and I'm going to get on that story about that. So with Ancestry, they test your DNA, and you get an overall makeup of what your DNA is made out of, and they also connect you to relatives on the site: third cousins, first cousins, second cousins, fifth cousins, eighth cousins. They connect you to so many relatives, and if they have pictures with their account, I see some white folks in here, I see some Asian people, I see some people in here, because they show you pictures if they have a picture associated with your account. And so they constantly run it, they constantly connect you to many different people. And so I'm just gonna get into this video. So when you log on, it's going to show you this. This is gonna be your summary, your home page for your DNA. And they have your ethnicity estimate, so you just pretty much click on that. And I am gonna post the screenshots on whatever side of the video, so if it's kind of hard to follow up with what I'm saying, you can just look at the picture and the estimates. So it's going to show you your ethnicity estimate, and it's going to break down where it comes from. So overall, 84% of my DNA comes from Africa, which black, brown, beige, whatever you want to call me, and 1% Asia, 14% Europe, and 1% West Asia. So when you get it, you just click on the region, and it shows you a map. I don't know if you can really see that. It shows you a map and where like it's located in the region and stuff. So out of the 84% Africa, 36% of my DNA comes from Benin, Togo, which is also found in Ghana, Nigeria, Mali. So that's where most of that percentage goes to, the 36%. And then 25% goes to the Cameroon, Congo, such as Angola and Chad. So that's the 25%. And Mali is 12%, and that is Ivory Coast, Ghana, Burkina Faso, and Senegal. And I have like other little regions too. So 4% is Senegal, which is, Senegal, the Gambia. And then 4% is from Ivory Coast, Ghana, Benin, Togo, Mali, Nigeria, and Senegal. And then I have 2% Africa, Southeastern Bantu, which is South Africa, Kenya, Namibia, you know, that's what it says. And then 1% is, it says Africa North, so that consists Morocco, Western Sahara, Algeria, and Libya, and also Spain, Portugal, and the Middle East. And 1% comes from Nigeria, such as that. And then for Asia, my 1% comes from Afghanistan, Iran, and Pakistan, and the other regions there. And then for Europe, once I click on it, 14% of my DNA is from Europe, and then it breaks it down. So 5% is from Great Britain, such as England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, France, Germany, Denmark, Belgium, the Netherlands, Switzerland, Austria, and Italy. So it breaks it down to those regions. And then 3% is from the Iberian Peninsula, such as Spain and Portugal, France, Morocco, Algeria, and Italy. And 2% comes from Europe West, as it says, and that's Belgium, France, Germany, the Netherlands, Switzerland, Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, England, Denmark, Italy, Czech Republic, and Europe East, primarily located in Poland, Slovakia, the Czech Republic, Austria, Russia, Hungary, Romania, Siberia, Ukraine, Belarus, and a ton of other, in Croatia, that it says. And then I have 1% European Jewish, which is very interesting because I wasn't really expecting that. And then 1% Scandinavia. And then from West Asia, the 1% comes from the Middle East, such as Syria, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Oman, Yemen, Lebanon, and Israel, Iran, and Pakistan. So that is pretty much what it says. It does break it down where your DNA comes from and the regions and stuff like that. So that is my genetic makeup, if you want to say. So like I said, 84% Africa, 1% Asia, 14% Europe, and 1% West Asia. So that is where my ancestry come from. So I know on my dad's side, they have origins in Louisiana and also in West Virginia and Virginia. And on my mom's side, they have origins in the Carolinas, North Carolina, South Carolina. So I knew that in my mind already. So that's enough for the test. I'm gonna close that. So as far as me finding a relative, I was connected with my Vietnamese cousins that were actually looking for their Black relatives. I was contacted by a guy named, I'm gonna call him Bill because that's what he wants to be called. I was contacted by a guy named Bill. We're the same age, we're both 24. And he has his Ancestry site, his page for a while now. And he was just looking for his grandfather. All he knew was that his grandfather was Black and his grandmother was Vietnamese, of course. And that his grandfather was a soldier fighting in Vietnam. So that is all he knew. That's what his grandmother told him. before she passed. So that is all that he knew. She didn't know his name. She didn't know anything. I don't want to get too much in detail to how that relationship formed, but if you can just draw some conclusions to what I'm saying, it's a very uncomfortable story. So he messaged me, I read it, messaged him back. I contacted my grandmother on my father's side because my grandfather, which was her baby daddy, they were never married, he was also in the Vietnam War, and him and his brother, they fought in Vietnam. And she was like, yeah, you know, such and so, they fought together in Vietnam, and then we connected and we put all the dots together, and that is how we found out we were cousins. So my grandfather's brother is Bill's grandfather, so that's how we connected. They came to DC, I met them. They came for Christmas last year, I met them, and we still keep in contact, and I love them, and I know y'all are probably watching this, so love y'all. But that is how I found those relatives. I'm still chatting with other people who my DNA connects to. Now it's to the point where I'm researching who my mom's biological father is, because my mom was adopted, but she was adopted within the family. So it's just to the point where we have a name now for who he is. It's now just searching for his family members, because he also, from what my mom's biological mother told her, that he also fought in the military, and his family was from New Orleans. So now I'm just trying to pinpoint that search and to just find out what he looks like, because there's no pictures of him. And that's where my research is. As far as like DNA tracking, not DNA tracking, but like tracking through the family tree, I've gotten to the early 1600s, so I'm making my way back. And if I get a notification, I get a notification from Ancestry that they found another ancestor or they found a relative hint. But that is pretty much my Ancestry DNA story. I'm trying to quickly hurry up because my camera is dying. But if you tried that test, let me know. Do you like it? If you're interested, definitely check that out. There's so many tests, but I've only taken the Ancestry DNA one. So let me know in the comment section, and I'll talk to you all in another video.